Hey there, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Hefshin again. I hope you're having a great day. We are going to practice using area models to multiply larger numbers today. So we have two different types of multiplication problems here, and we're going to show two different ways. So I want you to grab a pencil and some paper, and I want you to go ahead and try these with me. So I want you to pause the video right now, and I want you to write this first number sentence and draw out this first area model. That way you are where I am and you can work along with me. So go ahead and pause the video. All right, so hopefully you have your number sentence written and your first area model outlined. So let's review. 8 times 1,799. This is a 1-digit by 4-digit multiplication number sentence. So, because I only have one digit in my first factor, I only have to have one row in my area model. Since I have 4 digits in my second factor, I need 4 columns in my area model. All right, I want you to stop and think for a moment. How do we decompose our factors when we're using area models? Think. If you said expanded form, you are correct. So let's do that. So our first factor is a single digit 8. We know that that 8 is in the ones place, so it has a value of 8. So we're going to take that factor and we're going to write it over here on the right side of our area model. Now here's where it gets a little trickier, and we actually have to do a little work. So we're going to take our second factor, 1,799, and we're going to stretch it out into expanded form. So let's look at this first digit. It's a 1, and it's in the thousands place. So it has a value of 1,000. So we're going to write this over here above the first column on our area model. Okay, remember in expanded form, we add together the values of those places because they're going to add back together to equal the actual factor that we're working with. All right, the next digit we have is a 7. What place is it in? Yes, the hundreds place, so it has a value of 700. You are correct. We're going to write that one here. Now, remember we're going to add that together. Let's look at our next place. What place is this? Yes, it is the tens place, so this 9 has a value of 90. Yes, very good. All right, we have one digit left in our second factor. It's another 9 in the ones place. Very good. So it only has a value of 9. So over this last column, we're going to write 9. So remember, if we add these back together, 1,000 plus 700 plus 90 plus 9, we're going to get that second factor, 1,799. We're just breaking apart to make our multiplying a little bit simpler. All right, now we're going to do our multiplication. I'm going to change colors here. So, remember, we multiply this factor by every value that we have expanded out here across the top of our area model. So, first we're going to multiply 8 times 9. Think about it. What is 8 times 9? It is 72. Very good. Well, look at that. You already told me that 8 times 9 is 72. So I can write it again right here. But look here, there's a little something different here. We have a 0. So don't forget, we're actually multiplying by 90, not only 9. So we can't forget that 0 there. So 8 times 90 is 720. All right, now we're going to come back to our 8 and we're going to multiply it by this value here. So we're going to start with the first digit. What is 8 times 7? I hope you said 56. And then we are multiplying by the hundreds. So there are 2 zeros there that we must add here. So 8 times 700 is 5,600. And finally, we have one more value to multiply here. Hopefully you know that 8 times 1 is 8. So we're going to write that 8 here. And since we're multiplying by thousands, we have 3 zeros to put there. 8 times 1,000 equals 8,000. Now, what do we do with all these numbers? Who remembers what they're called? Partial products. Yes, very good. Each of these numbers that we got here in these boxes are called partial products. They're part of the total product. So now, in order to figure out what that total product is, we've got to take them all and we have to add them together. Very good. So we're going to write them in order from largest to smallest or greatest to least. So we've got 8,000. We have 5,600. Make sure you're lining those place values up. 720, the 7 goes in the hundreds place. And then this one's just 2 digits, so we have a 7 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. We're going to add together our partial products. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. Very good. 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 7 is 9. Excellent job. 0 plus 6 plus 7 is lucky number 13. Very good job. That means we have to regroup because remember, we cannot fit 2 digits in one place. So we leave the 1 digit there and we regroup it here. Now we have 1 plus 8 is 9 and 9 plus 5 is 14. So the 4 stays here in the thousands place. We regroup the 1 over here to the 10,000s place. We count 1, 2, 3, put a comma there, and there we have our answer. So 8 times 1,791 equals 14,392. All right, so we're going to stay along those same lines of multiplying, but now we're going to look at a 2 by 2 multiplication problem. So we have a 2-digit factor times a 2-digit factor. And here we have 34 times 72. If you did not get a chance to write this down on your paper yet, go ahead and pause the video, get the number sentence and the area model grid written out, and that way you can stay right on track with us. Pause the video. Pause it. All right, hopefully you've got this number sentence and the box written there, your area model. Just like we did in 1 digit by 4 digit, we're going to expand out our factors using the strategy known as expanded form. Very good. So we're going to take this first factor right here, 34, and we're going to expand it out and write it along the top of our area model. So 2 columns for 2 digits. So the 3 is in the tens place. That means it has a value of 30. Very good. So we're going to write 30 here. Plus the value of the 4 in the ones place is simply 4. Okay? Then remember our second factor, we do the same thing as far as expanding it out for expanded form, but instead of writing it along the top, we're going to come over here and we're going to write it along the side. So the 7 has a value of 70. Excellent. We've got to add our values together. 2 is in the ones place, so it's simply 2. All right. So, as you can see, it looks similar here, but instead of having 4 numbers here and 1 here, we've got 2 and 2. So 2 columns for the 2 digits in my first factor, 2 rows for the 2 digits in my second factor. All right, let's change colors here so that we can start our multiplication. All right, so we have our first value here, which is 70. And we have to multiply 70 by both of the values across the top of our area model. So let's look here. We have a 4 and we have a 7. Think about your facts. What is 4 times 7? I hope you said 28. Now, the answer is not just 28 because look, we're multiplying by a number that has a 0 here, a tens value. So we have to remember that this is actually 4 times 70, so it's actually 280. All right, now I'm going to multiply the 70 again by the second value at the top. So I have a 3 in my tens place, a 7 in this tens place, and we're going to multiply 7 times 3, and that gives us, very good, 21. We have a 10 times a 10, which gives us so 2 more zeros, which means 70 times 30 is 2,100. All right, I am actually done multiplying this 70 right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cross it out so I know that I'm done with it. But look here, I have another value along the side. I can't forget about this little digit down here. I now have to multiply the ones place from my second factor by both of the values in my first factor. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 4, and hopefully you know that that is 8. I'm now done with this 4. 2 times 3, 2, 4, 6. And there's a 0 there. Now I'm done with the 30. I'm done with the 2. Who remembers what we do with all these little numbers in there? Yes, and what do we call those? Excellent. These are our partial products that we now have to add that together to get our total product. So we've got 2,100, 280. Don't forget to line up your places. 60 and 8. We're adding those partial products together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. Excellent. 0 plus 8 is 8 plus 6 more is, I hope you said 14. Very good. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. Very good job. And finally, we have a 2 here that we're going to bring down, and there is our final answer. So 34 times 72 equals 2,448.
Okay, we are going to try 2 more problems together, but I want you to really try these on your own before looking at my answers. So I want you to get out your pencil and paper if you don't already have it out, and I want you to write down this number sentence, 9 times 2,371. We are going to use an area model to solve this problem. I want you to pause the video right now and attempt to draw your own area model and work the problem out on your own before continuing to watch. So go ahead and pause. And once you have solved the problem on your own, then I want you to press play again and see if you did it correct. All right, hopefully you've already worked this problem out on your own. Let's look at it together so that you can check how you did. So I'm gonna make each of my boxes about 3 lines wide on my loose leaf paper. Remember, I am multiplying a 1-digit by 4-digit number. So I need 1 row, but 4 columns. Okay, hopefully you put your first digit over here on the right, 1 digit, 1 column, 1 digit, 1 row. We're gonna use expanded form to get the values of each digit in this second factor that we're gonna use for our multiplication. So hopefully you put 2,000 over the first box, 300 over the second box, 70 over the third box, and just 1 over our last box. From here, we're going to multiply to find our partial products. So we're gonna start here. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus we have that 0 there, so it's 630. 9 times 3 is 27, and 2 zeros. So 9 times 300 is 2,700. And then finally, we're gonna multiply here. 9 times 2 is 18. Since this is a thousands place, we have 3 zeros to add there, and we get 18,000. Next, we're gonna take all 4 of these partial products and we're going to add them together. Remember, it's very important that you are lining up your digits in the correct place value as you are rewriting your partial products vertically. You wanna make sure that you have them in the correct place so that you add correctly. All right, so we have 9, 3, 13, don't forget to regroup. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 1 more is 11. We have to regroup again. That gives us 2 in the 10,000s place. And so we know that 9 times 2,370 equals 21,339. All right, we're gonna try one more 2-digit by 2-digit problem with area models. Again, I want you to pause the video here, write the problem, 25 times 98, and then attempt to draw your area model and do all of the parts on your own. Once you think you have the answer, then I want you to press play again. All right, hopefully you have completed this problem using an area model. So let's check. Because we have a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication number sentence, we need a 2 by 2 area model. 2 columns for the first problem, the first factor, and 2 rows for the second factor. All right, so we're gonna use expanded form to find the values of the digits in my first factor. Since 2 is in the tens place, it has a value of 20. And since 5 is in the ones place, it has a value of 5. We're gonna do the same thing here. 9 is in the tens place, so it has a value of 90. And 8 is in the ones place, so it has a value of 8. And then remember, we just do our cross multiplication. So we have 9 times 5 is, hopefully you put 45 there, plus the 0 from the 90. So we have 450. 9 times 2 is 18. And we've got 2 zeros, so it's 1,800. I'm done with my 90, so I'm gonna cross it out. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16. And I've got that 0 from my 20, so 8 times 20 is 160. I'm now done with all of my factors. So now I can take my partial products, rewrite them vertically, and add them together to give me the total product. So I have 1,800, 450, 160, and 40. Don't forget to line up your digits according to their place value. We've got a 0 in the ones place. 6 and 4 is 10, plus 5 more is 15. So we have a 5 in the tens place, and we're gonna regroup the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9, and 1 more is 10, and then we have 4, so we've got 14. A 4 in the hundreds place, we're regrouping that 1. Now we have 1 plus 1, that equals 2, and that gives us a grand total of 2,450. Hopefully you found that answer, and if you have any more questions, don't forget to contact your teacher.